Hello, it's Dr. Lauren from ConnectionsFamilyCenter.com here to talk to you today about teens and screen time. So, do you have a teen that's always on their phone? It feels like they're always glued, their fingers glued down to those phone buttons. If so, then this is going to be a great video for you. I have several tips for you on how to handle excessive screen time in teens and how to talk to them about it. So, let's get started. First things first, you got to know some data. So start tracking that data. Check out their screen time report. Figure out how much time they're actually spending on their phone. And figure out where they're spending that time. Are they chatting with friends? Are they playing games? Are they surfing the web or doing other kinds of creative activities? Figure that out so that when you go to them to talk to them about it, you have some numbers. You seem more credible if you actually have something that you can bring to them rather than just the complaints of a frustrated parent. Secondly, you want to go ahead and describe your concern really clearly when you're talking to your teen. So, what is it exactly that they're not doing because of their screen time use? Is it that they're not getting their homework done? They're not getting out and playing or, engaging and having fun with friends? Are they just feeling really down and grumpy and irritable and you're worried that it's because they're spending too much time screening? Or are they just isolating in their room? Whatever it is, make sure you have that ready to go when you're describing your concerns to your teen so that you're really clear and you're on the same page as to why the screen time is something you're worried about. And the next thing you want to do is try to be collaborative on figuring out how to work together to reduce the screen time to a manageable level. Teens are not really open when you go at them with a lot of limits and restrictions and rules and bring down that fist, be really hard on them. It's better if you come at them with a collaborative approach. Let's work together to come up with a solution. Maybe we could each, have some ideas, write them down, figure out which one is the best one. Maybe those could be things like getting a job, taking up a hobby, a new leisure activity, helping around the house, whatever it is, making a list, because the bottom line is, even if you put in those limits and you tell them that's it, no more screen time or your phone's going away, it's still not filling whatever the need is they have that's driving them to use the phone in the first place. So if that's boredom and they're feeling, like they have nothing to do and they don't know what to do with their time or how to fill it, or if it's loneliness and they just are, unhappy and isolated being at home alone, we've got to find a solution to get those needs met, and so that would be more appealing to them to try to cut down on that screen use. And then next, of course, we have to practice what we preach. Really hard thing to do, I know. So we've got to check ourselves. Ask yourself, are you being a great role model of what you want screen time to look like in your home? Or are you distracted by work emails during dinner? Are you distracted by pings on your phone when you're having a conversation with your teen or while you're watching a show together? Teens pick up on that. All kids pick up on that. They learn more by watching what we do than what we say. So it's really important that we're modeling for our kids what we want them to be doing. And maybe you guys can work together to come up with some kind of family agreements, like a no screens during dinner time. That's a really great family rule. Or we're going to have a central charging station where everybody puts their phones and their tablets and all their devices to charge overnight, cuts down on those right before bed notification checking or the first thing in the morning notification checking. Everybody gets more rest and it cuts down overall on the screen use. And then finally, this one is really important. Do you remember, I know I do, spending hours on the phone as a kid? I would be painting my nails, doing my homework, just hanging out on the phone, really not doing much of anything except being with my friend. Or being outside for hours, hanging out and chatting and just shooting the breeze. And that was how we connected with our friends when we were young. But now the world is different. And our kids are connecting with each other and building those bonds through technology. And we need to really respect that. Peer relationships are really critical at this point in a kiddo's life. And we need to make sure that our teens do have a way to build those connections and stay connected and not feel isolated or left out. So in some regards, there is a level of acceptance that we as parents need to come to recognize that this is part of the life of our child in the current environment that they're living in. Yes, you can have some limits. Yes, you can have some restrictions, but we can't control our kids. We can only guide them. We can also control how we react to the situation, though, by approaching them calmly, having good data, having those collaborative conversations, modeling what we want, and then leaning in to connecting with our kids, spending quality time with them, engaging with them, instead of trying to constantly regulate and restrict what they're doing with their phones. So I hope this has been helpful, and you have some great tips now to take with you to figure out how to reduce screen time in your home with your teen. You can get through this, and we got you. We're here for support if you need us. You can just, drop down and follow the link below to our website. Reach out if you feel like you're struggling at home with your teen and screen time, and we'd love to help. Have a great weekend.